you have to give them snacks. It's the worst. My kids are assholes. Not even gonna lie. The other day, my oldest told me I look like Fat Katy Perry. I said, guess who else is gonna look like Fat Katy Perry? Your sister. If we're lucky, we can give her an eating disorder beforehand. So. And then the youngest told me, I like Daddy better than you. And then later said, I told you that because I knew it would upset you. That's the kind of shit I'm dealing with in my household. It's Black History Month recently. Okay, here's what happened. So my kids are 8 and 12. What am I doing with a 12-year-old? I had a lot of unprotected sex in community college, you guys. My 8-year-old has an assignment for Black History Month. She has to write a little report on an African American that she respects. And she comes home and she goes, I don't respect African Americans. And it's not because she's racist, it's because she's an asshole. Because she then told me, I actually don't respect anyone. Don't have kids, you guys. I don't know what else to say other than don't have kids. The thing about being a young mom is I feel like the first thing people think when they see me is, oh, you must be pro-life. That's the worst thing you could think about a white woman in the Bay Area. The worst thing you could say to a white woman. In the Bay Area, you know, ask me when I'm due. I'd rather you think that I'm pregnant than you think that I'm pro-life. Anyway. So, okay. This really traumatic thing happened to me a couple years ago with my kids. Obviously I'm divorced. Like, look at this face. I'm gonna be married a few times before I die. I go to, I went to my friend's house with the kids, and they're like, hey, can we have a snack? And I said, sure, go get it yourself. Like, I let you live inside of me for 9 months, so I'm not gonna feed you anymore. My oldest comes running into the living room. She'd been rifling through the fridge. She's really upset, and she's holding this jar, and she goes, I need to talk to you guys. I found something in the fridge, and it's a little jar, and it says body chocolate on the label. And she's like, she looks really confused, and she holds it up, and she goes, is this poop? And I just looked at her, and finally, I said, yes. I said, put it back and wash your hands. I feel like if I toured high schools and told this story, teen pregnancy wouldn't be a thing anymore. I live in an affluent neighborhood. Look at this face. Like, of course I do. And our neighbor comes to our house 2 weeks ago, and she's really upset, and she's like, you have kids. I was like, yeah, white lady, I have kids. She goes, my daughter, this woman just tried to kidnap my daughter. And I was like, okay, well, I think you should call 911. I can't help you, but go on with your story. And so after talking for a while, you know, she finally goes home. She has both of her kids. She calls 911. I see her later at our children's softball game. It turns out our kids are on the same softball team. It was a really awkward afternoon. And she comes up to me and she's like, okay, everything got figured out. Apparently it was this woman. I feel so bad. It was this Iranian woman. And I said, but maybe she doesn't feel bad about being Iranian, lady. He had been there. It was really racist on her part, not on mine. And also, so this is just a stupid personal thing in my life that is my favorite thing in my life right now. My daughter's best friend is the cutest little Persian boy, and both of his parents are radiologists, and I think that's hilarious. I think there could be an entire sitcom based around these Persian radiologists. No one? You guys aren't racist enough for that? You guys don't think that's a great idea for a 3-season sitcom? I say a lot of racist things that aren't really racist. It's because I'm biracial, and I'm Haitian. Most people can't tell that I'm Haitian, but it means that I get to say whatever I want because I lived in a third world country as a child. I lived in a third world country during a coup d'etat. That's a French word that means take me the fuck back to America, you guys. I feel like there are a lot of white people living in Oakland. They're like, oh, I'm so brave. No, you're not. So my dad, basically, you know, people will like look at me and they're like, you don't look Haitian, you don't look Haitian. My dad looked almost exactly like Jesse Jackson. You know, kind of like the light-skinned, dark guy with a business afro. You know, I'm a brother, and I balance my checkbook. He used to refer to Martin Luther King as the Reverend Doctor. That's how black my dad was. That's how black my dad was. So my dad raised me to be a proud black woman. And my whole life I was like, but why am I so pale? Why am I so pale? And he said, well, you're only 3/16 black. You're more French colonial slave owner than anything else. All right, you guys, that's my time. Thank you so much.